Hello and welcome back to Call of the Herd, episode 9 this time. It's been a little while. I am Curran and I am joined by...
Romario, hey.
Hey, there
How you doing, Curran?
I'm pretty good, man. It's been a good few weeks. Been really enjoying a little bit of pre-modern here and there. Traveled to a few events. I'm excited to talk about them later in this episode. And I had a show with my band recently that went really well. Just like it was like our best sounding show yet, and we have another one coming up next month. And things are chugging along, dude. I'm doing very good these past few weeks. So, how about you? How are you doing?
Pretty good. Very busy with work. For people that don't know, I have my own business and sort of like contractor type of work. And I have to take advantage when I'm busy, so that way I can buy more obscure pre-modern cards and also pay the rest of my bills, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been kind of busy, and also just like recently I had to do things like for anybody that's a homeowner. I wouldn't say just in the U.S. I think in general, but there's the joys of being a homeowner. For instance, I had to reseal my driveway, and and I thought, well, so like. Because when I bought my house, it was only like gravel on my driveway, right? So like, and eventually we figure either asphalt or like concrete, right? When I got some quotes, concrete quickly got ruled out because it was going to be like very, very expensive. But asphalt does have some like maintenance involved. And I remember the first year, I just hit up my neighbors, like this. They're like a retired old couple that lives next to me. And I was like, hey, like, who do you guys have and doing your reseal? And then, I don't know, long story short, the first year that I had to do it, it was like $150, $180 or something. 2 years later, when it was time to do it again, I think I paid $200 and something for the same person to do my driveway. But this person just like didn't mind. They're my neighbors, and then the two other neighbors across the street. So they gave like a deal to all of us. So like, because they were going to do all on the same day. This year, it was like $350, I think. And then me and my wife were like, yeah, exactly. So me and my wife were like, hold on, let's go look it up, like how much it's going to cost us to do it, right? So it ended up costing like about $150 and like 2 hours and
To do yourself.
to do ourselves. And like, so my neighbor, like, no, well, he's like in his 80s, I think. He's like a Vietnam vet, right? He was like, oh, like he was telling me like, oh, I did it like years ago, but it was like a lot of work, like no stuff. I was like, all right, let me see if it really is. I didn't think actually was that bad.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to do when it's like a cool temperature, like when it's between like 45 and 70, I think. It was kind of windy when we did it, like which was not ideal because like stuff can fly and then get stick to the thing the sealant that you put on top of the thing. But it was like a nice temperature. Like, and me and my wife were like, she was helping me outside. So I was like, I don't know. It was. I thought it was fine. It wasn't like. 100% I'll do it again the next time. Like I'm not gonna pay somebody to do this thing for me again, unless I'm like, I don't know, in my 70s, I guess, like my neighbor or 80s, and then yeah, sure, I'll pay someone to do it for me. But I thought it was all right. No, but just like doing things like that, like just being like a homeowner and taking care of some stuff that we haven't.
Hey,
done.
Saving like $200 and only putting in 2 hours of effort. It's $100 an hour. It's pretty good. Like, it seems like a very good trade off. So not too bad.
Yeah. And like working outside, like no, as long as it's not 100 degrees outside or if it's freezing, I don't really mind. I actually like doing that kind of stuff. So it's it wasn't heavy or anything like this. So
it's a great season for it. So
yeah. Also, since the weather was kind of cool, Curran. So hold on. So I know you're in the process of like trying to save money to buy your own house. Okay, just be prepared. So when we bought this house, I don't know, I'll say about like a year later, the glass. So the windows I have, like I think most houses are like that. We have vinyl windows, right? So they're newer. They usually have a piece of glass on the outside and a piece of glass on the inside. That's how it keeps insulated, right? The one on the outside was a little bit cracked. Over the years, that crack got bigger, and that's another thing that kept procrastinating, right? Because I was like, oh, I got to find a day that's the weather's nice so I can remove the window, drive to Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever, and see if they have the same one that can bring it back, right? I can't do it when it is too cold because I don't want my house to freeze. I don't want to do it in the day that's too hot because I don't want to be too hot when I come back home, right? So the same day that I'm doing the ceiling, I was like, take the opportunity to take this off, right? So I drive to a glass shop because Lowe's, of course, does not have the same size, right? How much you think you would pay for a piece of glass that's about, I mean, people are watching, but I guess my window's not, it's like 42 inches, I think. So it's kind of wide, but it's not enormous.
Well, I am a little bit familiar with what the glass scale pricing might be, but
really,
well, because I've had to deal with some glass replacement on my car recently.
But isn't a car though? That's different.
It is different. Auto glass is different from home glass, so I'm trying to use this as a point of reference. I'm just prefacing that. If I had to guess, a pane of glass at like 42 inches for a home is going to run you like $800.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Am I in the
okay. Well, we had very different opinions about glass. I thought I was I'm going to get away with like $150, $200, whatever, right?
No way, bro. No way. No, you're not. Like
it was 314, I think, that I paid.
Okay.
Or I had to prepay because they're going to.
Okay, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say because and the reason why is because also they're going to remove from the frame, install the new glass. That's really the only reason I'm paying someone, because I could buy the glass, install it, but I think you have to pry the old one out, and I was like, I'm probably gonna cut myself doing that shit. So I was like, I've never done it before, and then if I crack the glass, then I have to buy another one, which is gonna cost me more. But it was 314, I think 320 that I paid. And it's prepaid.
Oh, I was way the hell off then,
yes,
bro.
Yeah,
I had to.
You'll be happy. I was sad.
I had to replace my windshield for like $600. Like that is a much smaller like area. I know it's auto glass, so like I thought it would be more expensive, but the way that we are kind of leaning the conversation, I thought maybe I was under. Like, apparently not. So
you know that meme, like with the two guys in the bus. One is like the optimistic person, the other one is the pessimistic person.
Yeah.
I was definitely the pessimistic one here because I was like, I'm gonna go with $150 and pay for it. It's like, whoa, 314. Curran is like, oh, it's only 314. Like I thought I was gonna pay. That's you. You're looking outside the window like super happy. You're the glass full person.
Well, now I know.
Yeah. So like now you know. So now you know. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I've been dealing with, like, and definitely has cut into my between work and all these little things that I had to do in my house, like that been kind of cut into like my Magic playing time actually. So it's kind of annoying, but it's just what it is.
Yeah, we never have enough time of that, right?
No,
enough time to play Magic.
No, time to quit my job and everything else, and
run leagues all day.
Just run leagues all day. That's what's been up to me with me. Like, is your band? Is that a hobby you guys see as a hobby, or do you think like actually at one point to take it more seriously?
100%. It is like a hobby that we do in hopes of it being something bigger than a hobby someday. But like we don't hold expectations like, oh, we're gonna blow up, we're gonna go do tours, we're gonna go crazy. If the people want it, awesome, I'd love to, but like none of us have delusions about it being any bigger than a local band that plays at bars once a month, which we're perfectly happy to do because it's like a great way for us to blow off steam. It's a great way for us to like exercise a creative outlet. And like the people that like our music, we do have regulars these days, is like, it's so cool that they actually enjoy the music and aren't just showing up because they feel like they have to because they're my friend or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
are those regulars people that you guys know?
Yes. A lot of them we do know. Like a lot of them did start as friends, but they're like, actually, we love your music. We just love coming to your shows in general. And like, we have a lot of support, and like we usually get like 10 to 20 people just to see us specifically per show these days. And I'm perfectly happy with that number. Like I'm glad that anybody likes it at all, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I feel like, cause I had this conversation like with Mike and Jared a few times because of the Legacy Small Talk podcast.
Yeah.
So like our numbers were like, they're good. They're not amazing. They're not bad. They're far from bad. They're good. And so I was talking about that, like, but but of course that's all online, right? So like even though streaming like no more consistently, like I would get like no sometimes like 40, 50 people watching. And you think about like, well, that's like more than most of my high school classes
Right.
in terms of people, right? But in your case, it's like if no people actually have to like get in their car or drive to you, pay an
Yeah.
entry, not entry fee,
Yeah.
but like I'm too much of a magic
No,
player.
there basically is like, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they have to
it's
pay an entry
admission,
fee
right?
and see you guys. So yeah, so like even if it's like you said what like 12, 20 people, like no, you said
10 to 20 at most. Yeah.
yeah, that's really good. That's like no, that's definitely means something.
Yeah. And
Those
I
people
mean,
they could have been doing anything else and decide to like no go see you guys, right?
exactly. And I mean, like, I'm really looking forward to June because I set up a show on my birthday. And that show, I'm going to be in all three bands on the bill that night.
All three.
And yeah, I'm going to be working a triple that
Mm-hmm.
night, basically. And I'm really, really excited because a lot of people are coming out for it. I'm even having some friends fly in from various areas around the
Oh
country
wow.
because I gave them enough advance notice and was like, hey, it would mean a lot to me if you can show up. It's no big deal if you can't. I just want to, like, showcase what's been going on with my musical life. And a lot of people have decided that that's cool and they want to come out and see it. So I think I'm bringing, like, personally, like, 25, 30 people to this next show, like, or to
Wow.
this, to my birthday show, and
Yeah.
I'm just stoked, man. I'm just so hype about it. So
Sounds like it's gonna be a hell of a birthday party.
it will be. It will
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the three bands aside from Bayou Brewing Co., which I'm in. I'm
Mhm.
in this little acoustic cover band that's going to do 5 Iron Maiden songs. I'm doing
Okay.
guitars and vocals, and my friend. I have a couple of friends on bass and drums for that. And then our other band is the string quartet band, which we played at our friend Mike and Tiffany's wedding, and we just do like covers of like popular songs. A lot of people have compared us to Bridgerton on Netflix, if you've ever heard of it.
My wife watches it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I didn't
yeah,
mean to make a face. Just because
no, you're
it's
good.
more because of my wife than the show. That's not that. Yeah. Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be like 3 very different kind of bands, but I'm in all of them, and I'm really stoked to showcase. So if you're in
So hold
Portland
on.
in June, come on out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me all the deets, and I'll put all the
Yeah,
information in the show notes. So like, yeah, there's plenty of time for people to actually like plan and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I was gonna ask
Totally.
you like, so hold on, you guys do Iron Maiden cover like
Yes, we're
acoustic?
doing five acoustic Iron Maiden covers. I guess I don't know how much Maiden you know if I listed the songs at you.
If I how
You
much
know.
Maiden I know.
Yeah.
Curran, hold on.
Hold on.
I know we talked about this before. Hold on. You're 35,
31.
31. I'm pretty sure I was listening to Maiden when you're in middle school.
Oh, okay. So you should have no problem understanding these 5 songs then.
Okay.
I'm going to give them to you in range of like easiest to hardest here.
Okay.
As far as recognition goes.
Okay.
Number 1, The Evil That Men Do, which came
Okay.
off of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Right.
2, Revelations off Peace of Mind.
Not my favorite, but it's a good one.
It's a good one. I like
Yeah.
it a lot. Number 3 is Coming Home, which comes off the Satellite or Final Frontier album from 2010.
Oh, I stopped listening to them after Dance of the Dead, I think, or Dance of Death or something.
Dance of Death was 2004, I want to
Yeah.
say, something like that.
Yeah.
And so you won't get these other 2 either. When the Wildwood Blows off the same album that I just mentioned, and then a great For the Greater Good of God off of A Matter of Life and Death, which came out in 2006.
Okay. No, I to me, I don't know if I'm much more a purist or whatever, but I think Brave New World was like the last Maiden album that I like. I really, really liked it.
Brave New
I think-
World's sick. It's a great album. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
it was very amazing too because like that album came out. I think it was the first one since Bruce Dickinson went back to the band or
Yes,
came back.
correct. Yeah.
And it
That
was
his
amazing
first
that they-
album back.
And it was amazing that he came back. Like, it was like one of their best work that they done. Like, I mean, I think, but well, that's cool. Are you
Well,
gonna?
Mario, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
What's
Iron
up?
Maiden didn't stop being good. You should go listen to those other albums. They're just as good.
All right.
I'm just letting you know.
The thing is that from like 99, I think, until 2010, I listened to so much like metal, like from like prog power type of metal, like that. I don't know. I think at one point I just kind of like, I think I listened to too much of that stuff.
Prog Power.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of like no European type of metal, like Iron Maiden, like Blind Guardian. I was really big into Blind Guardian, or like Dream Theater. I saw Dream Theater live. I think I've seen all those bands live that I wanted to see. I'm trying to think if there was one that I wanted to see that I didn't.
I think you mentioned like Lamb of God at some point. Was that?
Lamb of God of like. Well, they're here from Richmond, and I think I've seen Lamb of God live at least 6 or 7 times now, I think. Yeah. I was trying to say like there's any of those bands like, oh, I did miss when Gojira was here in Richmond, but that's kind of like a different.
Oh God, Gojira is so good.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a different genre, but like, like no Stratovarius. I saw them live. I saw like I think Blind Guardian is the best one. Evergrey, I saw Evergrey too. Like Symphony X is another one.
Okay.
Iron Maiden. I saw Iron Maiden live at Ozfest. It was the same year that I remember it was In Flames open for them. Zakk Wylde was also in the lineup. I think he was all right. I like him as a guitarist, but the Zakk Wylde Black Label Society band, whatever. I think they're mid.
What? Oh man, did In Flames play like their good songs or their terrible songs?
So it was a long time ago. I only knew one song by In Flames that I really liked. It was called Cloud Connected.
Okay.
And they end the show with that song. So I was happy because that was the one song I wanted to hear by them, and they played it. So I was like, all right, this is cool. Then it was Iron Maiden.
Great early albums.
The Iron Maiden show was the best one because they played. I can't remember how Bruce Dickinson like said it, but they played chronologically the best songs of every album. So I think they started off like, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I know they played The Trooper.
So off their first album, they probably played maybe Phantom of the Opera, or
what sounds about right.
Yeah. Second album would probably be Wrathchild.
They did play Wrathchild, yes.
Yep. Okay.
I remember they played Hallowed Be Thy Name too, because there was some old guys next to me. They looked like bikers, like, and we're all like got excited when they started playing it. Yeah. Fear of the Dark, they played that one too. Like,
of course.
Run to the Hills. And I don't remember which song actually they played off of Brave New World. But I remember the show was amazing. It was very good. And then the night ended with like, of course, Black Sabbath when Ozzy was still. He was all right still. It was like 2004, so he was still kind of jumpy and stuff. And
did they choose Wasted Years for Somewhere in Time? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm current. It was like 2000. It was like 2004, 2005. It was.
Man, I'd be remembering every song they played personally. I think that's just a skill difference.
I guess. No, I was really big into Iron Maiden, but it was a long time ago, and I just don't know. Also, I've been to a lot of concerts, so it's kind of hard. Everything kind of get blended together
after a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a concert this Friday.
Who are you seeing?
I don't know if you like them. Have you ever heard this band called Against Me?
I have heard of Against Me. Yeah, they're not really like my cup of tea, but I know people that like them.
So they're like a punk rock band from Florida. I saw them for the first time. Richmond used to have like a really big. I mean, I think they still do like a big scene of like punk and like hardcore music. That's how like Lamb of God and Gore came about. There's another band called Municipal Waste too that people that like.
Oh,
apparently feel like I know who they are. Okay, yeah. Apparently people that like hardcore music know who they are too. But so there's like Richmond used to have like these 2 or 3 clubs that they would play hardcore music, like even like during the week and stuff. But then, so one of my friends, like she was trying to get a ride to go see this concert. She was like, "Oh, it's like this band called Against Me." I was like, I have no idea who that is, but it was like a $10 thing to watch a band like on a Wednesday night or something. And Curran, I think that was like the best concert I've ever seen in my life. It was like a party. At the end of the concert, half of the people that were on the floor were like on the stage with them, just singing along with them. And they didn't mind that everyone was there because nobody was trying to break their instruments or anything, but like, no. And it was like a punk rock concert. So like the pit wasn't like a heavy metal pit that people are like trying to like punch each other, like people just kind of pushing. So I was on the second floor looking down, and it just looks like it was awesome. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. The second time I saw them was like actually a club. So it was like, I'm sorry, not a club, but like it was like a concert place. The experience wasn't the same because like it was all like we're the audience, they're over there on the stage. It was very separated, much bigger place, but it's still a very good concert. And I was supposed to see them like 2021, I think, but that's when the pandemic, and then so they canceled their concert. So now they're coming back to Richmond. They're gonna be here on Friday. It's a small venue too, so I kind of hope to have the same vibes from the first time that I see them, except that it's like I'm 15 years older now, so it's like, but it's a really cool band. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go see them.
I actually have an interesting concert coming up too that I want to touch on really quick. It's this band playing at Crystal Ballroom called Good Kid. And they're kind of a like alternative, a little bit Midwest emo-y, kind of like I don't know. They're high energy, but like kind of like softer tones and things like that. My friend, our friend Sage, got me into them. And
when you described the band, I was like, yeah, that sounds like something Sage would listen to.
yeah, exactly. So, but what's really interesting about their tour is at each city, they're pulling out an entire Guitar Hero setup. For people to come up and play like a song with them, but they're playing the Guitar Hero game like with the band on stage, and they've been like on Instagram posting about it, and I like replied to one of their posts like, "Hey, I'm extremely serious about Guitar Hero. I will like create a poster and wave it at you. I need to be there, and I need to be the one to represent Portland, because what they're doing is they're like keeping a high score of like each city, like not each individual, but each city." And so I'm like, I'm gonna come up there in Portland, and I'm gonna do my best to get like 100% on your song. Like I've been like, I even downloaded their tracks and I started practicing them, and I'm sight reading them at like 99% right now, and that's like going to beat the current record. And they have like liked every one of my comments I've posted about it so far, and then a bunch of people also liked it. Like it has like 300 likes on like the fucking Instagram, and I'm like, I'm gonna be Portland's champion. I'm about to go play Guitar Hero on stage at the Crystal Ballroom with this band. So that
sounds pretty awesome. If they pick you and you go,
I'm gonna make sure they pick me, man. Like I'm making a giant poster board, and I'm like, hey, I'm the guy on Instagram. I'm gonna come up there, and they're gonna go, Portland, is this your champion? Like, do you want this guy to come up? Everybody's gonna say hell yeah, because like I'm obviously equipped and prepared. You know, it's gonna like advocate for themselves as hard as I will. So.
I mean,
and they already know. They have already been like liking the comments. So.
Right. Well, also, like, I don't know if people like that are listening to us haven't seen you stream before, but I remember Curran playing Magic, and what you would do between rounds was play some Guitar Hero. So, yeah,
you know it.
Did you? I know you probably heard that before, but you watched the South Park episode, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Did
you ever bring like? Did you ever do a Guitar Hero like acoustic?
I have not. That episode sends me though. It makes me laugh so much, especially the end, like the punchline at the end of the episode, which I won't repeat here. But it is it's a very funny episode.
Cool. All right. So when is the concert? Is that Good Kid, right?
Yeah, Good Kid, May 8th, which is next Thursday. So I have been practicing every day and making sure that I can get to that 99/100%.
So if you play, they're going to post you playing on their Instagram?
Yeah, probably.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, if that really happens, you definitely got to let me know. Because I'm not going to.
It to you.
Okay. Yes. I absolutely want to see that if that
I'll post happens. It. I'll post it somewhere that you
should blast all over the internet if you can. Yeah. That sounds like wow. That's pretty awesome. Cool. So got Curran's band, the triple band on your birthday. You're gonna go see,
and I got this Guitar Hero show.
That's pretty awesome.
It's a good year, man. It's a good year so far.
Yeah, yeah. Um, cool. Well, if you don't have anything else, I guess we can. If you want to talk about Magic, or
Yeah,
is
I guess we should probably like switch back to the main focus of this podcast, right? Play Toxic
yeah,
Free
yeah, we should talk
Modern.
a little bit about Magic. Yes.
I can imagine our listeners are just like, "Come on, man, bring on the pre
I
modern.
mean,
Let's go."
it's YouTube, right? They can always just like fast forward if they really want to.
True, 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 true.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
thanks for
usually
bearing with us through the small talk. If you made it this far,
yeah. Yes. But yeah, so we haven't recorded in I can't remember, like it's been like what, a month and a half maybe?
yeah, it's been a month, maybe a little bit over at this point. A lot of like scheduling stuff, I think, has
Yes.
been the issue. But also like I don't know, just like yeah.
Also,
We've
Primata
been
doesn't
busy.
move that fast, right? So it's not like
Yeah, we're not missing out on a huge amount. I guess we could talk a little bit more too about like the post Tide meta now that it's kind of shaken out. I've definitely been making some observations from my perspective.
Yeah.
I think things got worse for me, but you know that's fine.
Oh. I'm well, okay, well we can talk about this real fast, I guess. But like I think it's a lot better, I guess, just the type of decks that I play.
Totally.
Because I did play a bunch of Tide control, like when the deck wasn't like, I don't know. I was, I guess, like in a way, I was kind of like a hipster. Because I remember seeing like a Spanish nationals from like, I don't know, like maybe 2-3 years now. And I noticed that Tide control was like, no, a deck that did well. And what really caught my attention at the time was that the deck looked like I forgot what was the name of the deck, but it was a Randy Bueller deck that used to play like, it was like I think people call it Drago or Blue, Deep Blue or something. I might be mixing up the name of the decks, but it was basically a deck that you just like, no, operate like an instant speed, right?
Right.
And then at that time you'd play Sandstock. It was like one of the main lands that we had at the time, and like Rainbow Efreet and stuff. And I was like, I just remember like, no, oh, this deck kind of looks like that. It's a deck that you just play this long game, and then you have a card or two that make you turn the corner, right? Which was at the time Tide plus whatever your choice of Chain of Vapors or Stifle or whatever. And then from then on, I just remember like the deck, just like the cards showing up and everything. Like, no, of course it already exists in Replenish. But then we saw Dreadnought start playing the card too. And I know I kind of just moved away from that type of deck. And it seemed like every deck that I wanted to play always had a hard time against that card. Because if there's one card that Enchantress cannot beat, it was anything like, like Tide, right? Because Replenish would just exile all of your lands. Tide would just set you back to the Stone Age with that stuff. So I was actually kind of happy that the card got banned. And also, like, we got to remember that they don't operate the way they were. No, sorry, I had a guess here. It was just my son. He was about to ask me a question. But no, the card, the Parallax, they're not operating the way they were supposed to work, like when they were printed. So yeah, I think just maybe it's my personal bias, I guess, because like just the type of decks that I like to play did not do well against the Tide, the Parallax Tide card. So I was actually kind of happy that it was gone, and I think it kind of like opened up like the meta a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I do think that the Tide ban was overall a healthier choice for the metagame. I'm not going to dispute that. I think that is correct. What I've been noticing from a painstaking like perspective is that because of like Tide's absence, there's been a little bit more of a freedom for decks to kind of like register removal over things that may have fought Tide previously. Like they are like caring less about non-creature interaction and kind of going with more like main deck Smothers or like main deck Plowshares or like just like these different like removal spells that like spot removal shouldn't be a huge deal for me, but the way I've been playing the deck lately, it kind of has been. And I also had to kind of take a step back after my last event and be like, okay, I need to mulligan more aggressively, and I need to have like one of four plans to play to in my opener hand.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm not doing anything scary enough for like my opponent to care. Whereas like in Old Legacy, I would say, oh, I can keep a hand with like lands and creatures and probably be fine, but it's a lot more punishing, it seems, the way that like pre-modern elves kind of is structured, and
Mm-hmm.
you can't quite as like just rely on the top of the deck as much, especially playing a card like Tanglewire, which is only like situationally good.
Yeah.
So it's just like I've been trying to like muscle my way out of games that I have no business winning to begin with. And it's been bad. But again, this last tournament, I kind of was like, okay, if I'm not turn two surviving, if I'm not turn three deranged hermiting, if I'm not presenting an army with a tangle wire early, or if I'm not presenting early acolyte plus symbiote, it's bad. I gotta ship it. Like it's just bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
my perspective.
Yeah, I can see that. It's not quite the same thing, but like every time I play Enchantress, that's one of the things I had to learn too. The name of the deck is
If you don't
Enchantress.
have like the
It's Enchantress.
Argonian,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Or
or
some
the present,
perspective,
or
or
the
the presence,
presence.
or there are a few times that like, okay, 5, but I have a Mirror's Guy on my opening hand and a fetch.
Yeah,
Maybe I was like,
exactly. You
okay,
think that's gonna
maybe,
be enough? Maybe
maybe,
no.
yeah, yeah,
It's
uh,
risky. It's
yeah.
risky.
But yeah, no, I feel you on the mulligans and playing elves. But yeah,
And
again, I think we can agree that Tide being gone. Also, like I'm looking here, I have MTG top 8 on my other screen. Not
yes,
this one you guys looking at it, but on my other one too. And no, Sekatog was like, no, that deck was also incorporating Tide too. So it was just like every blue deck, the opportunity, I guess opportunity cost is the term I'm trying to use here.
it's
You
low.
don't really, it's low. Like you don't have to like bend backwards, like to like add a chain of vapors to your deck. It's just like, yeah, blue
Right.
can probably use that, right? Like no. So but yeah. So yeah, overall I'm kind of happy with that. And I don't know.
Cool.
I do think that I don't know, maybe Wave might be one of the ones that like no might be on the radar now,
If
but
Wave goes, I will breathe a huge sigh of relief, man.
I don't think Wave is
Will be
going though,
so.
but
It won't though. Like, yeah, it's too critical to like some of the better decks right now. Like, it's just it's too critical. I think the Opalescence
yeah.
Wave.
Well, the thing is that it's a lot harder for you to put together, right? It's like it's 2 enchantments that cost 4 mana. A lot of decks can just ignore that too, right? Like if you're playing Iggy
Yeah.
Pop, well, that's adorable. You have a 4/4 that removes stuff.
Congratulations, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's going, but like no. But I've no some corners of the internet. I heard some people like complaining about no Parallax Wave, but I think that one's staying. I think currently right now there's nothing that needs to go in the format. If anything, it'd be
I
kind of
think so
cool.
too.
Yeah, if anything, I think there'll be cards that maybe they can take out of the ban list. I think we already discussed that on the episode that we talked about the team event. But I think as far as like I'm having fun playing the leagues and it feels like pretty balanced. What's up?
I just had a little thing to insert. So this month for the PDX monthlies, we're doing a double weekend. We're going to do a monthly and a quarterly event, and it's going to be at a hotel. It's also like combining with a CEDH event, so it's like a combined effort to get this hotel space and like have these events. So there's going to be a normal monthly as usual, but the other tournament that they're running is like similarly sized to the monthly, but it's going to be Necro is unbanned for this tournament specifically.
Oh, that's cool.
So Necropotence is legal and you can register it. So we're going to see what that does to the tournament and see how it goes. But I'm tempted to register a Necropotence deck just because I'm never going to get another opportunity to. Why not? But also, I'm tempted to register like something that just absolutely hates on like mono black and necro strategies in general.
Sly.
Yeah, Sly. Like Sly would be a great choice.
Hold
probably.
on. Now, hold on. You just filled my brain with things that I want to talk about. So first, at one time, I was like really getting to more niche formats, and it's really interesting for people that like Primata. They might be interested into this too. There is a league online that people play standard formats in chronological years, and I think they have. I think the ban list. It's not the same from the time that those formats existed, and it's only the pre-modern era, I think.
Okay.
So you can like I think it starts. I'm not gonna open Discord now because there'll be a bunch of alerts, but the banner on the Discord server is the calendar. So like January is like 4th edition Ice Age Homelands or something, and then February is like 4th edition Mirage Alliances. I don't remember what it is, but and then on top they also have like the ban list that's for all the formats that they have, right?
Right.
I really wanted to play Necropose, so like I'm also like I was tempted to do this. Curran.
Oh.
So like the first one I played was 4th edition Ice Age, I think, and I just built a Necro deck similar to the one I played when I was a kid, and but yeah, it was the only opportunity. I already had like 2 or 3 of them, so I just bought the 4th one, and then so I was like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna play some quote unquote old school, I guess, standard. But it's yeah. So if you have a chance to play 4 Necros, if you never had the opportunity to like ritual like a Necropotence, but in a fair way, right? You're not like not vintage, like no draw 15 cards and combo the next turn or whatever. Just like Necropotence, drain life you, and then draw more cards. Yeah, it was a good time back when I was in standard. And I think if it's pre-modern, you probably should try to add some combo to that, like instead of just like do the fair way. But
so there are a few ways to approach Necro, in my opinion, for this tournament. One way is to do like Kelvin and I were talking actually while I was up in the Seattle event. You know Kelvin, the EWNA champ last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. 2 years ago, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mystic Forge, yeah.
Mystic Forge player. Kelvin and I were talking about Kelvin's building like a pitch black for it because he's planning on coming down. Like a spinning darkness slash unmask. Like yeah.
Contagion, I guess.
The cool thing is that apparently like spinning darkness and necropotence have like kind of a favorable interaction in the way it works. I can't remember exactly how it was explained to me at this very moment in time, but like there you like I think it's in a way that like I'm trying to remember something about the exile zone.
Well, Necro is only if you discard. So is that a trigger ability maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a trigger.
That's a good question.
The trigger goes on the stack.
And then you can exile them to play the cost and response?
Yeah.
It does not say exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's a trigger ability.
Necropotent's last ability creates a delayed trigger that might have something to do with that put the exile card.
Exile cards into your hand. The ability to trigger 7 if Necropotent's removed. No, that's a different. Yeah, because you can set them aside. Even if Necro gets discarded, killed, you still draw the cards.
Right. I'm trying to remember what the like beneficial thing with spinning darkness was specifically. But
it's probably
was that like spinning darkness isn't like great. So
no. It's probably the fact that Necropotence it's a discard, so you can.
Right. So you can like put those discarded cards into exile.
Or no, you just remove them in response to them get exiled. So like the card.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
I think
because like the other card that I didn't know was a Void, Planar Void.
Planar Void.
This is also like a trigger ability too, and I did not realize that until I started playing this card on Magic Online.
Yes. That is so much worse than like a ley line for sure.
That's why you can't Helm of Obedience in pre-modern.
Oh man, I have a more specific anecdote about Planar Void, but it also has to do with my events, so I'll wait.
Okay. Well, yeah, Necropotence. So event you can play Necropotence.
Yeah.
The other way you can do it.
Mono black clerics, in my opinion, would be a good option. Like mono black clerics aggro, like with necro, seems pretty good to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you should put some Illusions of Grandeur in your deck. And just draw more cards. I don't know. It's not a new thing. I didn't invent that.
I guess like a blue black like donate illusions necro deck.
Yeah, those tricks. Except that you don't have Force of Will in this format.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Just play some play foil, Lotus Petal, medallion, the Sapphire medallion.
Okay, now we're cooking. Now I kind of want to cook on that because I am a sucker for illusions donate like that.
Yeah. And if you really want to be cool, if you expect to play against some like standstill style decks, you can even have 4 fraction. What's the name of the 5/5 dude with trample? Negator. You can just have 4 negators in the sideboard. Yeah, that was the juke back in the day. In the mirror, you just have negators in the sideboard, and then all you had to do just counter their illusions or their own negators. I guess.
And then, like, you obviously have to play Mox Diamond too, right? Because like you have extra cards to pitch constantly, like with the extra draws. Kelvin is planning on putting Mox Diamonds in his mono black like pitch, you know, like at least that's what he's thinking because like he's gonna get value out of it. It makes sense.
That's true,
right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
but like for the donate illusions, blue black, like that's a pretty good mana fixer. Like,
yeah. Dark rituals and donates and discard spells. You can be a mask too.
After this podcast, I gotta get to cooking. Oh no, everybody's gonna see me coming though. Who listens?
They'll be like, here comes Curran playing tricks.
No, I'll be on clerics. Everybody, don't you worry about it. I'll be on clerics. Actually, I'm gonna be on the deck that hates you. I'm gonna play Sly. I'm gonna take a page out of Kelso's book and play Sly.
Okay. Did you see that it was Sly's 30th anniversary the other day?
Really? Is it?
Yeah. So one person that I'd love to follow on, I think it's on Blue Sky. I don't think it was on Twitter. But Saul Malka, I think that's his name. He was like a pro. I think he's still active as far as like playing Magic and stuff. He's the one that created man, I'm messing up my Magic history here, but I'm pretty sure he was the one that was, at least he made it popular. The Rock, the original The Rock. He's like a mid-range green black type of a specialist, and it's a good follow if you like pre-modern, if you like old Magic type of stuff. And then he posted the other day how it was the 30th anniversary, how Paul Sly wrote the report of like playing Sly 30 something years ago. So yeah, it was go look up Saul Malka on Twitter or Blue Sky, and I'm sure you can find the thing of the article. It was definitely, and I think if I'm not, the reason I'm saying this is because I believe they created the deck as a way to combat Necro at the time, because he had like a very low, mana curve and all that kind of stuff. It was, which mana curve apparently at the time was a concept that people didn't really understand until Sly came along.
There's no way he called it Sly though in that tournament report, right? Like, there's just no way. It was called Sly later, right?
Oh my gosh, so Curran, I was hoping that you were going to ask me that because I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that question because I was actually thinking about this today when I was driving. Because the Sly apparently was like a misnomer. Apparently the person that was going to play that, because they're going to play a different deck, but when they register, it had something to do with Paul sending the list to this other person.
Whoa.
It was something like that. Actually, if anybody is really interested into that, there's a YouTube channel called The Trinkle Domain, and it's a really good channel if you like. Again, listen to boomer Magic type of stories. And there's a whole episode on Sly, Paul Sly. I think he talks in the episode how when they created a deck, they didn't have all the good cards at that time, so they had to build a deck with whatever they had. And but there's a whole thing about that. But I'm pretty sure the deck was named, and I'm just going off the top of my head here by memory. I think the person was going to play something else, but they played Paul Sly's list, and that's why the deck became what we call today's Sly, Which that's why the reason I refuse to call it burn in pre-modern. To me, it's just sly. I see Jackal Pup and ball lightnings and lightning bolts. That's sly for me. It's not burn. But are you looking it up?
No. I mean, kind of. I was doing a quick search, but I realized it was just going to take too much work.
But no, yeah, there's a whole story about it. I think the thing that Saul Malka he posted was it was a copy of a screenshot of the dojo tournament report. So it's I don't know, it's from 1997, maybe 96. I don't know. Orcish, no, Iron Claw Orcs, the 2-1, the Brothers of Fire. That was a deck at a time. It was a mono red deck. No, with just some very janky creatures and stuff. So, but yeah. So if you're gonna play in a tournament that you think Necro is gonna do well, maybe just rock some ball lightnings and lightning bolts.
And you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah. Just don't get your Jackal Pups Spin Darkness. That's bad vibes for you.
100.
Yeah. But so speaking of red creatures, and this hiatus that we had from the podcast, I was trying to play a bunch of different decks and try to see if I could find some that would catch my attention. Also an excuse for me to buy some new pre-modern cards. And so actually while I was waiting for you to get here for us to record, I think while Curran was driving from the gym because he's trying to be buff and healthy, I remember the Goblins had done well. So I guess roughly, I don't know, about a month ago now. We started the finals of the the Danish nationals. It was a Goblins mirror, right? And I'm pretty sure they were pretty similar lists. One list had 3 naturalized in the main deck. I think the other one only had 2. So I was trying to see it's almost like playing a game of the difference. They both had 1 force. I didn't see a Goblin Goon, which kind of made me sad. I was really hoping to.
I was about to say, where's the Goon?
I should have just added the Goblin Goon. I didn't have to copy net deck the list, but and then so this
wait. Can you click on the second place one again? I just want to see something.
Are you trying to see what's the difference?
I'm trying to see if it's still the rule. 3 gem palm is better than 4, apparently. I don't know how I feel about that, but sure. Because we talked about it before, we both thought that 4 would be better because you want to set up the turn 1 lackey, set up the turn 2, remove the blocker, right?
Right. I
guess Mog Fanatic does the same thing.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. You kind of have the same effect, right? So what's the difference here? So they have
one has 3 naturalizes versus 2, I think, right?
Correct. But what else? So one has 23 lands, the other one has 24. Yeah, one has 24 lands.
Okay, so
8 mountains and 9 mountains. Okay, so
that seems to be the solo change because I'm seeing you click between the 2 lists and none of the other card numbers are changing. The Tinkerer is there, everything else is a 4 of. There's 3 Siege Gang, there's 1 Prospector, everything, and 1 Goblin King. Everything seems to be the same.
Maybe those players were friends and they're like, all right, well, we agree that everything is good except for one person was like, no, I really want 9 mountains. The other one's like, no, I want 8 mountains.
Are they both on 3 port 3 waste?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Sideboard's a little different. One subscribes to your idea of not losing to Alter Dimensions. So they have a guy's blessing the sideboard. There's a Sylvan Library in the sideboard of this one. This seems like
that's got to be a control card or something, right?
No. That's you know what this tells me is it's morning of the event. I'm registering my deck. Oh man, I'm missing a sideboard card. Open your binder.
What you think happened, huh?
I think so. Open your binder. Oh, this is a Sylvan Library. And then this person I think there's a use to this card.
Somebody call Johan. I want to talk to him. I want to know if Romario's right. Is this I need something for my 15th?
Because I've done things like that before. There's some deck lists, if you look up some of my deck lists, and if there's a card that looks odd, if it's in paper, it was a Star City event, that's what happened.
There's no way that this dude prepped for Denmark Nats and said, I don't have a 15th sideboard card without a plan. I disagree. I think that Sylvan Library is there for a reason, and I
Mm,
think there's a legitimate reason for it.
I
There's
think the
no
legitimate
way
reason is
this
that
dude ran this deep in a 127 player nationals event and said,
okay,
"I've flubbed the
look,
15th
it's
sideboard."
goblins, right? It's goblins. Like I think the 60
Play
main
third
deck.
pyrokinesis. Play second red blast. Like I don't know. Like if
They
that's
couldn't
the
find one.
case.
They couldn't find one. A lot of decks were
No,
trying to.
those are easier to find than a
I
Sylvan
think
Library. I will
Oscar.
fight you, Mario.
I think Oscar, their buddy, already had all the pyroblasts, and they're like,
Four?
"Well, I don't have another one to loan you to you." So, see, that's why they have 3 pyroblasts. They couldn't find a fourth one. So their buddy was like, "I've got a Silver Library. You have 4 in your deck, right? You can just cast this thing, right?" I think that's what happened. I'm going with that. If Johan listens to us at all, or anybody that knows Johan that listen, please let us
Please
know.
let us know. I would love to know how this ends. I think Romario's wrong.
Oh man, no,
I think there's intention behind that library, and I want to hear about it.
Sure, yeah. I think it's the intentions that the person just realized they're missing a card and was like, "What's?" And then they came up with some like logic. It's like, "Oh, this card probably works in this scenario." But then
I'm getting on the phone with Denmark right now. I need to know.
But yeah, 127 players. So goblins mirror in the sideboard, and there were no more goblins in the top 8. So like they did really well. Well, also no other goblins in the top 16. So pretty cool. And then so this was on the 21st. What's up?
Before we move away from this event, I'd just like to point out the like pattern here. These like when I see patterns like this on MTG Top 8, I'm thinking that they accidentally duplicated like Pilot's List or something. It is very interesting that like we went goblins, replenish, stifle not, enchantress. Like, why are they right next to each other? All of them. Like mono black and I guess it's not 3 mono black controls. Never mind. But 2 mono whites next to each other. That's wild. 2 red green aggros as well, like towards the bottom. What is happening here? What is happening at this?
So event? The top 8 is because insane. They did get 3rd and 4th, right? There's no way around it, right?
Right. Yeah.
These 4
the stifle not.
They also
had to play other opponents in the quarters.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
it's weird.
That is interesting. Yeah, the other ones I'm not sure if they. Yeah, I mean the top 4 here. That's just what it is, right?
Right. I mean, it is interesting that it broke down that way. That like 2 goblins players took out 2 replenish players, and that like. Stifle Knot got taken out twice by either like I'm not sure who the Stifle Knot players got taken out by exactly by these standings. All I can tell you is it wasn't Tinkerfling or Red Green Survival. Or Ponza, I guess.
Ponza? Does Ponza have a good matchup against
Wait. How are there 5 5th through 8th? That doesn't make any sense either.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's 9
decks. There's an extra deck in here. So Tinkerfling got 9th. If it is properly listed, right, Tinkerfling got 9th.
I wonder if this 214 is just a mistake because it's not a player's name, but
that doesn't really like.
Let me see. Melee might have an answer.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So, whoa. Goblins, replenish of Ponza, Stifle Knot. So there weren't 2 Stifle Knot decks in top 8. That's a mistake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And this is not contamination. It's probably something else. Yeah. Just like a.
No, that's contamination. That's for contamination right there. Like,
and it's not here.
Look at that person's list. Yeah.
No, but it's not here. Yeah, that's the finals. Yeah. Okay, so maybe not Critical Control, right?
Critical Control was the Red Green Survival deck. That's correct. Red Green Survival is showing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's just that Melee has a different name for it. Yeah, and 214 was in the top 8, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it was the other player that wasn't.
Okay, makes sense.
Interesting. Okay,
right.
I'm glad you had that Melee page pulled up.
I didn't even catch that. Yeah,
that's really weird. Where's the contamination list just isn't here at all.
No.
Is that the mono black control list?
Hold
on. The 9th through 16th.
I was gonna see what the person's name is.
Emil Polak.
Yeah.
Polak.
They're not.
No.
Here, another contamination. So they put all the.
Oh, he's way down there.
Oh, so the 9th. So the players that finish outside the top 8, they're not in order then here on MTG top 8.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because this person they finished in 9th exactly. And then
this is a more like proper standings that we're looking
correct.
at.
Yeah, with the tiebreakers and yeah.
It's not as weirdly stacked now. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yes, that is correct. So interesting that you just also mentioned something now, because the 2 goblins took out the 2 replenish decks.
Yeah.
I will get back to that. Do you think that
matchup's good?
No. So just jumping a little bit ahead, but so after I saw this, and then I saw the Easter event in Sweden,
right?
Which is a 62-player event, another Goblin Mirrors.
In the finals, right?
In the finals, and I couldn't see where it was, but I knew it was in Sweden because of our buddy Marcus Ewald finishing the top 8. Right. High Tide connoisseur.
Shout out Marcus.
Shout out to Marcus. Yes. Great player. Great dude. Yep. And so I saw the Goblins did really well, and I think I actually recorded the video before the Swedish event, but right in between, because this was like on the 21st of March, and this was like April 4th. And I think I published this video, and it was good timing, right? Because the deck did like really well, like into kind of like big events back to back, and
right.
I want to say in the video that I recorded and the leagues that I played out, I would say offline, but not recording, the deck that I could not figure out how to beat was Replenish. So, yes. Let me say something real quick here, because one way that I lost was like, I lost to Exalted Angel the times that I was able to stop them from replenishing. And it was very hard for me to figure out how many Jim Palm Incinerators I want in the deck because of the Angel, and how many Tormod Script and Tranquil Domain sort of stuff I want in the deck. So that was the no.
You gotta want all your Tranquils all the time. I assume that.
Yes. I believed. Oh, there was also like the blue. I mean the Pyroblast, the Blue Elemental Blast. How many of those I wanted to bring in?
I don't love that card in that matchup because what are you hitting? Like, you just primarily want to hit attunement, right? Like, I don't know if there's much else that you care about. Like, if you hit a Frantic Search, that's fine.
So funny enough, I think one of the games I won post board was because I countered a Frantic Search. Because I think they were counting.
Maybe I'm just evaluating. Like,
no, you might be right. Maybe just like a fluke. Like I didn't see that as like, oh, I'm a genius, I countered this thing. It was more like, it was very useful here. Yeah. So maybe it is correct, maybe it's not. So I wasn't sure. It was kind of hard for me to balance like how much of a control role I want to take and how much of like an aggro deck I want to be, right?
Right.
Because I mean, it's a Goblins deck, right? Like you can't just. Hold on a second. I think I used Oscar's list as like on the league that I played.
Right.
If you look here, so Anarchy obviously has some use against Replenish, right? Naturalize, Pyroblast, Tormod Script, Tranquil Domain, all our cards are like, okay, they do something, right?
Right. They definitely.
But that's exactly. So that's like 12 cards, right? It's really hard for you to take 12 goblins out of your 12 goblins and still be a goblins deck, right? Like, you still have to present a playable deck post board.
Wasteland is a spell.
Wasteland is a spell, which was very good against Replenish. There were a lot of times
if I've learned anything from Jacob Wilson, Wasteland is a spell.
That is true. But looking at it again, maybe cutting a land was one of the things I could have done. Because if you're gonna take like such a control role, like maybe the game's just gonna go longer, like, and you can just like do whatever. The one forest is maybe not that important in a deck that doesn't play wastelands. So I don't know.
Right.
But I think I was doing something wrong because these two players obviously did well against Replenish. But yeah, so there's a video on my channel. Like I don't know, it's been a while now, but I think I went 4-1, maybe 3-2 with goblins, and I had a good time. Goblins, it's a very, I think like elves, goblins, and sly, and I don't know. I guess Replenish. I like some like those evergreen decks like in Pre-Modern. Oh, and Dreadnought, of course, right? I feel like if you show up one of those decks, you never. People are not gonna think you're like no. They're not gonna laugh at you like think you're just donating your entry fee. Those are decks that can definitely.
I would also say that Psychotog exists in that world too. I think that deck is just good, but
yeah, well, Psychotog has like different variations, right? So like I don't want to.
I'm just talking about the blue black.
Just blue black. Okay. Yeah. But I think Goblin is a very strong deck, and it's like it's a deck that does a pretty good job at shifting gears from like more control-y to aggro. A turn 1 lackey is always like kind of scary to to play against. So I was like, but yeah, and then I saw that of course the deck had another mirror in the finals in the Easter Championship event and it says right here somewhere because they don't have the address but or the store, but I believe I saw Marcus saying it was in Stockholm. I don't remember the name of the store, or I think they say Stockholm, but yeah, in Sweden. And this person was playing like Hearth Charm, which is a card that I remember seeing. It was very popular in Goblins decks when I first got into Pre-Modern, and then for a while, like I haven't seen people running this card, but it's pretty useful. It's one of those like use all the parts of the buffalo. You can destroy a dreadnought. You can pump your team. It says target creature with power 2 or less can be blocked this turn. Is unblocked this turn, so it can always make your lackey unblockable. It does everything for goblins. And everyone also. Oh, this person is also playing Goblin Gnomes. There you go. That's actually that's the move here.
There it is. Yes. There it is.
There's one.
The goon.
Yeah, there was a person that won the game, the tournament. They had a Goblin Goon. And 4 power drivers too. Wow. I'm not sure. I don't think the list at Everin also had 4 power drivers. Okay. But yeah, so Goblins did pretty well in the, I guess, Scandinavian tournaments the beginning of the year. No, or about a month ago. One in March, one in April.
Yeah.
Did you ever? Well, it's kind of funny, right? Because we usually refer to Goblins as a little green man in Pre-Modern, but they're not green.
Yeah, like but they're little green guys.
Yeah, I guess.
That guy's not very green, I guess. But that guy is. That guy is. Come on.
Okay. I think Sharpshooter's got a also super awesome art too.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't like to see that card on the other side of the board, but
what do you mean? I love it. It's my favorite card to play against of all time. Easy.
But yeah. So I played some Goblins. I thought it was pretty fun, and I did run some issues against Replenish, but apparently it's just me. Maybe I just don't know how to.
Yeah, apparently you suck. Get better.
I suck at playing Goblins. Yeah. Cool.
No, that's not true. Stop it.
And Curran, did you catch any of the wind of people like talking about the Minotauros deck in Pre-Modern?
I had heard whispers through my local scene about it. I think somebody actually brought it to like the last monthly or something, and like didn't have the greatest run, but like had fun playing it. It's cool. Like we love Didgeridoo. Like that's such a cool card. And I like that it's kind of taking like from like my glances at it, it's kind of taking like the counterburn like approach, but having like maybe just like more just uncounterable finishers, I guess, or like you know, like putting a standstill down to recoup cards is cool. Like it is very dope.
Yeah, I want to start the deck, and I believe uh, this is the list that people saw. It happened to be the same list that I saw, and I hold on a sec. I think actually I was gonna pull up
Oh, your
my Magic Line
Minotaurs,
account
yeah.
because it's just easier, and that's the same one from
Yeah.
that list. Unfortunately for pre-modern, we don't have the greatest options for for Minotaurs. I mean, not that in Legacy is much better, but it's just not great.
Oh, we got options in Legacy for sure. Better ones
Yeah, we
than
got some
these.
bigger and beefier dudes that do things like I mean, Town Garth, I think that's how you say it. One thing is it's a legendary creature and it's a 4/4. And even to deal the damage like the well, I guess will
It
be
needs to
fight.
survive.
But you also have to tap it too. I mean, it does have vigilance, right? So like I guess you can always attack and then do it in combat. I think that's how I actually played this card.
Yeah, that
The
seems good.
yeah, the that's pretty good against like no decks with smaller creatures. Um the illusionist that also turned out to be pretty good, but excuse me. The shroud ability, of course, is pretty good, but it's like a 2 mana thing, and to do the no to do the kind of like the fight ability, you have to sacrifice the Minotaur. So it's like it's just a one time use. I don't know.
Right.
I was a little skeptical. So I think I played 2 or 3 leagues with his deck. Did not do very well.
Uh-huh.
I think the only times I did well was like didgeridoo turn 1, Sandsteel turn 2, and even those turns. I mean, even those hands were like I barely made across the finish line, right? So I was the deck does a good job like as being like a blue red counter burn deck, and I almost feel like if you just cut the didgeridoo, the Minotaurs, and just play anything else that you like, it might just be better.
Just might be a better counter burn deck. Well, I
Yes,
mean, it does kind of like start to like make standstill look worse, right? Because like the whole point is to kind of like resolve the didgeridoo on turn
right,
one,
right,
resolve the standstill on turn two, and still
right.
be like playing into action.
Yeah,
You don't have Aether Vial, so
no,
like you know that's
and
the best they're gonna get.
you don't have a decree of justice in blue and red, right? I
In
think the best
red, yeah.
you have like slice and dice. I think that's the one you get to cast, but doesn't deal
Yeah,
damage to your opponent.
it doesn't like it does something very unique with standstill, and like yeah, you just build counter burn if you think that's just generally better, and then like
Yeah,
forsake standstill and the Minotaur package, and then just like maximize on like incinerates and
right.
prohibit or something. I don't know, like whatever.
Yeah, because I think I even toyed a little bit with this list. I ended up not working too hard on this deck, but instead of the pyrokinesis, I think I had 2 factual fiction because it felt like the deck like was stall out like now in the middle of the game. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a cool idea. Like if someone shows up to my local with this deck, like I'm not gonna think they're like no not trying to win, but at least to me, maybe I just didn't know how the deck works, but I felt like the games that I won was mostly because I'll just chain prophetic bolts and lightning bolts, and maybe I'll get in like with a fairy conclave a couple of times, and that's basically I just play a blue red burn deck. The didgeridoo with the Minotaurs hardly ever worked for me. So, but I mean, again, it was a deck that I picked up and I tried to make it work, and but it for a hot minute, I did see people like mentioning this deck, and I thought it was cool. Like, no, it's always cool when you see new ideas popping up here and there. Um, in Curran, then the other
Yeah,
thing that I was toying around, actually, I'm gonna pull up my Magic Online account too because I think it's easier to see.
yeah,
At
it's
least,
easier to see the cards.
yeah, I'm an old man, so I have a hard time looking at just letters and numbers. So I was telling Curran before we started recording that about like I don't know, I would say like there was like a day apart from seeing this list. Uh and people like no, if you there's different variations of like no Femaref Enchantress decks, right? So Femaref is like it's almost like the opposite of an Enchantress. Also, by the way, it's kind of like an obscure reserve list card that's in pre-modern. It's not the cheapest card, like so, and it might spike at one point because I feel like there's more people that are going to try to toy with this card. But it's
Right.
the opposite of an enchantress, right? So like every time an enchantment leaves the battlefield, you draw a card. And you're like, well, why would I put a card like that? Well, in pre-modern, we have a lot of cards like actually the other list actually represents it a little better. We have a lot of cards like the Seal of Fire, we have Seal of Strength and Seal of Cleansing, right? And Seal Removal. And so all those cards, when they leave the battlefield, you draw a card. And obviously we have our Growth Enchantress. Now, here's like, in my opinion, when the fact that we're playing the pre-modern Magic era, that's when we run into issues. You cannot, no, you can't play Boggles, right? Because you don't have anything that has hexproof, right? We don't have Shroud in this format. So I mean, I think the idea is cool. I think the idea is there. Like, I've seen people do well with this deck. This list here is the one that I think most people saw it recently. It got a 5-0 in one of the Magic Online leagues. I think the best I did with this deck was like a 4-1. It was very frustrating losing to goblins when I was holding Engineer Plagues in my hand and I could not cast them. I'm just gonna say that I could not get to 3 mana, and so it was a 4-1, but I don't know. It felt like a little bit more. If the variance had broke my way a little bit more, maybe I could have got a 5-0. But the deck seems it's a cool idea. If you like to draw a lot of cards, that's a deck that does kind of similar what Enchantress does, but it's a lot more. Let's say aggressive, right? Because you're not trying to just draw cards and put Parallax Wave and Opalescence in play. And one of the cool things I did with this deck, and it's super Timmy casual player, but if you have Aratog and Tamaref in play, and if you have a Rancor, you can just draw 1 card for each mana that you have in yeah. All mana base is like rainbow colors, so you can just cast Rancor as many times as. So I mean, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cool. And
that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, the list that my buddy sent to me, like I said, it was about a day or two before I saw this on Magic Online. Kind of a similar. I did like the idea of playing Ancestral Mask. It definitely a creature gets really big, and if it's a Tethered Griffin, it's kind of hard for decks to deal with that card. I like the idea that he had of playing Spirit Link, and I hate that we don't have the original art of Magic Online, but that's what it is. It's
7th edition still goated.
It is. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I like it.
So any of the creatures that you have basically in this deck, if you have an equipment on them, if you Spirit Link, it's really good at beating Sly. They usually have a hard time dealing. Your opponent getting even 4 or 5 life a turn. Let's see what else I was gonna say. And I also like the idea of that my buddy had playing Ghostly Wings. That's one of the few cards that you can give flying that kind of fits this theme of the deck. And I think what else we had in the I think my last well, I did play some slide, but we're gonna save that for the next episode because we'll have a very special guest, right? The other deck that I tried, and I'm gonna leave the link here on the show notes. Curran, would this kind of be your jam if you weren't playing elves? I feel like
it's something I would play. It's not necessarily something I would main necessarily, but it's close. It definitely plays a lot of cards I really enjoy. And I have seen this deck being played in my locals recently, and I've been interested in following it, so it's cool.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this list did well. I think one of the challenges, I didn't see the 5-0, but then later I came across Jarvis Yu's channel. I think I was already following his channel, but
yeah,
he recorded a league with Andrew Shroud. Is it Shroud?
Shroud. Yeah,
Shroud, right? I remember him from the oldest SCG days, I think. So apparently it was Andrew that top 8 the challenge, and they had the lists were slightly different from the 5-0. So I'm probably just gonna leave a link of the Jarvis channel for you, for anybody who's interested in watching this. I remember I think it was about last year around this time of the year. I remember Lenny and Mike Flores like talking a lot about like Mono Green Stompy on their podcast, and like no, I don't. I want to say Lenny also like recorded like a video on his YouTube channel. I actually I might be misremember this, but it's actually kind of interesting how many different versions you can. I mean, how many different ways you can build this deck in pre-modern. I really like the idea of like running Albino Troll. That's one of the cards that I always thought like no had a spot in this deck, but I never saw anybody playing this thing. I just remember this creature being played in the standard version of this deck, and also Andrew had Seal of Strength instead of the more common ones. I'll see like people like running Giant Growth or like Bounty of the Hunt or something like that, right? I feel like Seal of Strength just makes more sense because even if you don't have a creature, you can just like kind of cast it, leave it there on the battlefield, and then like eventually, yeah, you can just wait, right? Yeah, actually, I think in the league that I saw him playing with Jarvis, that was something that happened a couple of times. Like, no, they'll just cast this thing, and then if you cast Call of the Herd later, now a bolt doesn't kill your Call of the Herd token, right? You just like
that seems dope. Yeah, I really like even though it's on board, I really like the ability to like dodge like damage based removal.
Right. And Vine Dryad is another card that like it was, I think, in the original 10-land Stompy that people used to call. I did not think this card was like playable in pre-modern. I'll be the first one to admit that I was like, no, this card is like the card disadvantage is not great and stuff. So I don't think I recorded a video with this deck yet. I probably will soonish. But I played a few leagues, and let me tell you, having Flash and Forest Walk, both of those keywords very relevant in pre-modern. I'll tell you how I beat Elves.
Yeah,
literally, there was one of the matches that I played. I think I started on turn 1 with this card after they played an Elf on turn 1. And then I put a Rancor on it. I passed to them. They played a Wall of Blossoms. I played another Rancor. I don't remember the whole match, but I remember one point they had 2 Wall of Blossoms and a Wall of Roots on the other side of the board.
And
I had I'm just forest walking here. I'm just like hiding in the woods with my Dryad. And it was enough for me to like race what they were doing. So it was also the Flash, just like catching a Goblin Lackey by surprise, for instance. That's another one you can it's pretty relevant.
Insane, actually. I didn't even think about like flashing it in the middle of combat for Lackey.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I also do like that it has land grants as like pretty easy pitches if you're like a little strapped for cards as far as like options. So you can just pitch those extra land grants. That's pretty dope. I like that.
Yeah, I think land grant and I want to say Rogue Elephant got pitched to this card a couple of times.
That makes sense. Rogue Elephant just stops being good after a while, so like it's totally an easy card to kind of pitch.
And if you have, let's say if your hand is like Rancor, Rogue Elephant, Vine Dryad, and then whatever, right? Like one Force or a Guy's Cradle. Like I'd rather have Rancor on Vine Dryad than have like Rogue Elephant, right?
Right, exactly.
Especially if your land is like a Guy's Cradle, then you can even sack it. So I remember seeing this card in the old mono green Stompies, like in standard. Later the 10-land Stamp, but I was like, no, this is one of those cards that like doesn't cross over very well into pre-modern. I was very wrong. The card is definitely playable.
That's sick. I like.
And that. Albino Troll also very good. Regenerate very. I mean, I knew from playing the other list that had River Boas that like of course we know that regenerates very good in this format. But being a 3/3 is just like really, really, really good in this currently.
Okay.
I think the only thing I'm missing in this deck here was Winter Orb. I think that's the only thing that I kind of wanted to have in a 75 somehow.
I can see that.
Yeah, the blue decks were kind of a pain in the ass for me to deal with. And
makes sense.
Like Wrath of God is still something that like wrecks this kind of deck. Like Curse's Scroll and Treetop Village kind of give you a little bit of reach, but like I feel like if you have Winter Orb, I think just like can help out a little bit. But yeah, pretty interesting. That's definitely a deck that I kind of want to revisit and maybe change a few things to like the way I like to play this deck. Like I said, maybe I'll add some like Winter Orbs and run back some leagues and like no record a video. But I had a blast playing this deck. Also the kind of deck that like at this time of the night when we're recording, instead if I wasn't recording, I'll definitely be drinking a beer and just playing a league with this deck and having a good time. Yes.
Yeah.
And also for anybody that doesn't know, if you're playing something like this and you see a turn one mountain, you're like, hell's yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Sly and Goblins, not a big deal for this deck.
Oh yeah, especially since you have like perfect lackey proof with like the Vine Dryad. Like
yeah, the creatures are just bigger than their creatures, and but yeah, pretty fun. I definitely know. Like, and like I said, I'm gonna leave the link for Jarvis U's channel. Like, no, the video that they recorded the 5.0. It was I definitely learned a lot by watching them playing this deck. It definitely it's combat math and all that stuff. Like it's magic. It's like yeah. But yeah, Curran. So again, these are kind of like a wrap up. Like some of the decks that I've been hopping around and experimenting with. I enjoyed playing all these decks. I had a good time like messing with Femreth type of decks. It kind of gave me a reason to pick up some of them in paper. So yeah. Well, you said you went to 2 events recently, right?
I did, and actually, I have to grab a few things that are kind of relevant to these events from just over here. So
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
To entertain the people.
By the way, anybody's watching this, this won't be edited out. I'm gonna just talk to you guys, and I can hear Curran like hearing me and laughing. See, he's got the 2 Guitar Hero guitars there leaning on his wall, so he was serious about the Guitar Hero for Good Kid.
I'm serious. Okay.
Is that the name of the band? Good Kid?
Good Kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming back with some items, but
hashtag not sponsored, but if they hear us.
hey, it's yeah. Let them know. Okay. So I went to 2 events recently. I traveled. I did some traveling from Portland. The first one was up in Vancouver, BC. It was the Powder Keg Brewhouse Brawl, where the whole top 8 got powder kegs. There was like a City of Traders for first. There was some really cool stuff going on. Like it was a very good event. Unfortunately, there was one little snafu with how the tournament was kind of organized, and it's a mistake that the TOs have learned from and will avoid in the future. But they put a hard 5-round cap, and they didn't cap the player base. And what ended up happening is they had like I think it was like 46 players with 5 rounds cut to top 8, and that created a very competitive day for the people that top 8'd, because if you take a loss in round 1, you might as well just be like, okay, top 8's not gonna like happen for me, probably, unfortunately. It is what it is, because there's just gonna be too many like undefeated /X1s that are just gonna take it, or XO1s that'll probably take it, just based on how the math works. But that's okay. Because what did happen is they gave out additional prizing to people that finished 9th through 16th to make up for it, as well as hold some really, really cool raffles, like a ton of really cool raffles. So I went up there. The list that you're seeing is not the one I played. This one was for the Seattle event later, but it's pretty close to what I registered up there. So I'll go off of it for like reference sake. The only differences are that it was this is a 61 card deck. The other one was 60. I did not register the main deck Guy's Blessing. And then also, instead of a third deranged hermit, I played 2 deranged hermit and 1 copy of Kamal Fist of Croza as a way to kind of like be a fast combo, quote unquote. The sideboard was a lot different as well. I was playing 2 Tormod's Crypts. I was playing 0 Call of the Herds. And I was playing 3 Wall of Blossoms and 2 Steely Resolve instead. So those are the kind of changes from the list that you're looking at currently on the screen.
Steely Resolve, was it not good?
Steely Resolve was fine. I just
I was hoping you'd tell me that card is fucking amazing.
Like it is so like riding the highs and lows. Like it is obviously very good when you are like playing against goblins and you get it down before the sharpshooter. Like that's obviously insane, but I've only had that happen a couple times. It's kind of anecdotal. I'm not really sure that I like it as a consistent thing, and it covers a very niche matchup. It really only covers like damage-based matchups, damage-based removal matchups.
That's actually because
against mono black or anything.
I was about to say because black they have it's just playing engineer, engineer play. Yeah, I keep it. Yeah.
So, but
I just know it's a natural end coming from Crosa. Okay,
I am sad to report that the night that I got off the train, the night before the tournament, what I thought were allergies ended up being an entire cold kicking in. And the next morning I was going through it. Like, people definitely noticed at the tournament that I was not ship shape, and they were like asking Elliot if I was like doing okay. I was like struggling. Like I got the round 2 bye and I used it to walk like 6 blocks to find like cold medicine at like a local store. It was not good. But I'll talk a little bit about the day. The only 2 matches I won were the bye, and I really like talking about this matchup because it's so funny. So this guy showed up and he brought Proxy Enchantress, and before he even faced me in round 1, he used a Windswept Heath, fetched, and grabbed a Savannah. And the player he was playing against was like, that's not legal in this format. We should do something. They ended up replacing them with basic forests. It was completely fine. Like
no brushlands.
He did have brushlands though. That was the weird part. He actually had like 2 or 3 brushlands in the list, but he had also put in savannas. I'm not really sure.
So they just didn't know then.
Yeah, it just didn't know. Like honestly. So we're playing round 3 and we're shuffling up. And he asks me what I'm playing. Like while we're shuffling, and I'm just like, that's adorable. Like this guy is like, I can tell that it's a genuine ask and it's not an angle shoot, right? So I'm just like, I'm on Survival Elves, like I'm gonna be playing this. And he's like, okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's fine. So we play. I win on turn 3 in game 1, no problem. So we're sideboarding.
Turn 3.
Yeah, turn 3. Because I set up like Priest of Titania plus like I had like 3 elves in play and a Wirewood symbiote, and then I untap, drew, play survival, go.
Okay, like, gotcha.
So we're sideboarding for game 2, and he's like sideboarding face up with me. He's like asking me like what's in his he's like, I think I'll bring in these warships. I think I'll bring in this Karmic Justice, and I said, yeah, those are probably good cards to bring in. I like those for this matchup. I think that's a good call.
Oh no, Curran, I gotta ask you this. I'm assuming this is like the last round of the event or something, right?
No, this is round 3. Like I'm 0-2, or I'm 1-1. But like I might as well be dead because I'm 0-1. Like,
okay, so that's my point. I'm saying, so like you guys are playing the 0 and something fun bracket, right?
We're playing the 1-1 bracket, and he's just like kind of new to it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Okay.
So he's like showing me these, and I'm just like, cool, let me show you how I'm going to sideboard. And I showed him 4 Naturalize and 2 Tranquil Domain. Like, I'm bringing these cards in against you. Like, so we sideboard, and we go to game 2, and he's just had a turn where he's like played a few enchantments. He had an enchantress in play, so he drew 3 cards, or like a few cards, and then he has a Sarah Sanctum. He's like floating some mana. He's got 1 mana floating, and he goes to combat, and he goes to mark himself down a life total. And I was like, no, there's no mana burn. Like, you're good.
Oh.
And he goes, oh man, I'm so sorry. I haven't played for a very long time. I thought mana burn was still a thing. And I'm like, no. We're playing by like modern day rules. You're good. Like
the cards are old, but the rules are the new ones. Yes.
Yeah. So, he like on a later turn, he asks me. He goes, wait a second. So, what happens if I play a second Sarah Sanctum? And I was just like, oh my gosh, you don't know, because you're thinking of the old legend rule. Yeah. You can like float mana off one, and you can play the new one. You can have to keep it. Like they don't both go away like anymore. That's not how it works. Right. He's like, oh, that's really good. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's really good. Like,
was he like an older? Was he like an older player?
Yeah, he was older. Like, he was in town with his family, and like he decided to like proxy up Enchantress and bring it over, and like
that's pretty awesome.
I guess he somehow put Savannah's in. It was just like a very fun, like just a very cool thing to see, like a player come from that far in the past, like to an event in 2026, and like try to jam some cards that he really appreciates, while also like having to kind of interface with the new rules of Magic.
Yeah.
And it was educational. Like, it was a good time. I lost every other match I played that day. I ended up getting paired against the winner of the event in the Swiss, actually, somehow. Marcus, I think his last name is Thibault. He goes by Ghost Empire on Moto. You may recognize the name.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was playing Moneyball Black, and he ended up winning the whole event. It was crazy. But I didn't end up doing too well. I lost to like Moneyball Black, Black-White Control, and I'm trying to remember what I lost to aside from that. It's escaping me. I think it was Goblins. I'm pretty sure it was Goblins, yeah. But I put my name in some raffles, and I got lucky.
What'd you get?
I didn't win 1 lot. I won 2. I won 2 lots. The first lot I won.
By the way, this is a surprise for me too. If anybody is watching, Curran did not tell me that he won this.
So the first thing I won was a Magic Pro Tour backpack.
Hells yeah.
So I have my own Pro Tour backpack without having to go to the Pro Tour. That's pretty cool. It's like super official and stuff.
This can be a collectible item like in a few years.
I won an Urza Saga calendar from 1999.
Is it like wrapped?
I know it's like used, but it's got like really cool art. Like this is
that's perfect, because now you don't have to feel bad about like actually hanging out on your wall or something. Yeah.
Karn.
Oh, it's got a Karn that. Ah, my gosh, that's so awesome.
And gentlemen, let me show you Miss April.
Miss April.
But the
hold on, is it all or is it Saga?
Yeah, it's all Saga cards.
Okay, hold on. Let me guess the next one. What is?
Oh, hold on. Can we start from the beginning? So January is Opal Titan, which I showed you already.
Okay.
February was Karn, Silver Golem. Can you guess what March might be?
Just give me like a hint.
It's a creature. And its creature type is Angel.
Or is a Saga? Is that the one that blinks things? No.
I'm not going to know what they do, unfortunately.
Okay, let me see it. It's okay.
Okay.
But you know it's an Angel.
World of Sarah.
Oh, okay. I was not going to guess that one.
Yeah. Let's see if March is guessable. Or May is guessable. I don't think May is very guessable. Some of these aren't like really guessable.
No, it's because of the art, right? Yeah.
But Sanctum Guardian for me.
Probably not get that one either. And Urza Saga is like one of my favorite sets ever.
Opal Acrolith for June.
Mm-hmm.
And then possibly the coolest part of this calendar is before it goes to July and in the middle is an entire map of like what Urza Saga is based off of. It's got points on it like Kolios, Mishra's Fortress, Urza's Tower,
Wow.
Corliss. It's got Monastery of Gix. It's got um,
I wonder.
fucking
I wonder if we could
yeah,
buy one of those things.
yeah. It's just
Urza's
an entire map of
Saga calendar, the
yeah,
2024.
Urza Saga calendar, 1999.
Is it?
The 1991 one. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the one.
Oh, they don't have any for sale, but okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
It's really cool.
Oh
And
no,
then
there's in there Ghost and Worm there somewhere, and there's also like a Phyrexian Dread. I'm not Phyrexian. What
you
is
mean the Colossus?
Colossus, not Dreadnought. Yeah, Colossus. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a sick one.
And then I think another favorite of mine on this. Let's see.
Is there?
We got Chimeric Staff from August.
Oh yeah,
We got Lightning Dragon for September.
That,
For
by the way,
October.
I want to say Lightning Dragon was the first. It was definitely the first foil that I've seen as a card because I played the Urza Saga pre-release. That's how old I am. But I remember that was the first foil. I think it was the first foil that they released, like in a card, like not the City Traders test thing, but the actual the one that everyone could get.
We got Abyssal Horror for October.
That's sweet. Yeah.
November is Somnophore.
Yeah, it's the thing that
then-
destroys. Yeah.
I have no idea, buddy. And then December, a classic, Argoth.
Argos and Worm. Yeah.
Now, the cool thing about this calendar is that since it's dated 1999, I can actually use it for 2027. Can hang it on my wall, and the dates line up.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
My intention is to hang it, and then instead of writing in it, I'm going to use Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah,
so
don't
I
write in
can
that.
protect the calendar itself.
Mhm.
But yeah, those were the two raffle items I won. So I was very, very stoked to, return back home with something. If
Yeah.
I didn't do well in the event. So yeah.
Yeah, I love like Magic memorabilia like that calendar over there.
Yeah. But the event was beautiful. It was a lot of fun. Elliot absolutely put his entire heart into it with like the raffle lots. Like there were some really cool things besides what I won here. There were 15 lots total. One of the big ones was a 2004 Worlds playmat donated by his name is Ao. I can't remember his last name, but he was a huge deal during 2004 where he won Worlds, I think, with a deck list that was worked on in part by Jeff Cunningham, who was the other TO there. So it was like really cool to have a local legend at the event too. AO came and played the event as well. So it was like really dope, really cool, like little hometown hero like story. So,
Right.
but there were a lot of cool things going on. The other thing I bet on was a goblin welder and a blue mana poker chip that were in the same lot. That would have been cool to win, but I didn't get that lot. So
No, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool to come back home like with some goodies, and and you get to see our buddy Elliot there.
Yeah, exactly. So just this last weekend, I went up to Seattle for the Spring Fling, which was a 40-player 6-rounder, cut to top 8, and unfortunately started 0-2. I ran to Quiet Specco, followed by Terrageddon, and I didn't pack Tormod's Crypt that day, so I was really feeling the pain quite a bit. And I played this list that you're seeing in front of you. I decided to play 61 because I decided playing a one main deck Guy's Blessing was a pretty low opportunity cost to be able to beat things like Altar of Dementia and Brain Freeze.
Right.
I wouldn't do it again.
You wouldn't?
No. I'd go back down to 60 and just focus on trying to execute my game plan quicker than ever dying to something like that.
Okay.
Um,
Would you put in the sideboard at least?
Maybe, depending
Okay.
on how much I'm expecting. But I had like a weird bug where, like, again, I'd been playing against a bunch of Devourer like Altar lately and been like kicking myself for leaving Blessing at home. So I
Mm.
decided to incorporate this time. And then to no avail, I didn't play against anything that cared really. So,
That's
um,
I don't know. I don't know the obviously paper meta very different than Magic Online meta, but that's a deck that I have not run into like in a long time. The like
the
Phyrexian
Tinker
Devourer.
Fling.
Yeah. I haven't seen people playing that deck, so at least in Magic Online.
Yeah.
So
Well, so yeah, the first two rounds were that, and then round three, I got paired into somebody who challenged themselves to build a reserve list free uh, homebrew.
hmm
And though the primary combo, I had to take a picture of like the crucial cards
oh,
in their deck because I
let
didn't
me
see a lot of them.
let me pull up Scryfall real quick because I know this is gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
some interesting ones.
Well, let's start with one that's you probably know already, Planner Void.
Okay. Oh, that's why you were
Okay.
excited when I said something about Planet Void. Okay.
Yeah. So Planner Void. Now I want you to look up Web of Inertia.
Okay. So 1 blue and 2. At the beginning of each opponent's combat phase, the player may remove a card in his graveyard from the game. The player doesn't creatures he or she controls can't attack you this turn. Okay.
So it's kind of like Energy Field at home, right? Like
Right.
a little bit. And then go ahead and look up Enslaved Horror. This comes from the Mercadian Masks cycle of
Oh my gosh.
big guys.
Okay, when Enslaved Horror comes to play, each other player may return a creature card from his or into play.
Interesting, right? A free 4/4 for 4 scene, or not free, but like a 4/4 for 4 with no downside, basically.
Okay, if you have Planar Void in play.
Working. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and look up Carrion Worm.
Carrion Worm?
Yep.
That's another one I've never seen before. Whenever Carrion Worm attacks or blocks, any player may remove 3 cards in his or her graveyard from the game. If the player does, Carrion Worm deals no combat damage this turn. So they shouldn't have any graveyard.
Yep. Once again.
6/5.
And then if Planar Void's not working, this one we don't need to look up probably, but Withered Wretch is another way to control the graveyard in this matchup. So those were like the 5 cards that he pulled out to kind of show me what he was going for with his deck, more or less, and just like that was
those are cards that people used to play. Oh man, hold on a second. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. But there was one that you could draw cards if you couldn't exile your graveyard.
I bet you this may have been in here. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me see if I can. Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. I think. Oh man, I'm gonna look at Dum. Oh, this one here. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent may remove a card from his or his graveyard.
Yeah.
The player doesn't, you may draw a card. So that was another thing that I remember that combos with Planar Void. So
yeah, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if there were copies of that in there that he didn't show me. But yeah, it was cool. It was a cool deck. Unfortunately, it didn't really have a lot of game against what I was doing. I was able to take it out pretty quickly. Round 4, I played against Moneyball Black. And it was a good set of games, but I ended up losing game 3. However, really cool thing happened after that round. So people were like, "Oh my god, your whole deck's white bordered. That's insane. What the heck?" Like, and I was like, not only do I have my deck, but I got the whole pile of cards I've ever whiteboarded for all my decks, and it's like it's a huge stack of cards, right? And they're looking through it, and they see a bunch of like Urza Saga forests, which I had initially in Elves, but I've been replacing them slowly with some art peels that Elliot's been giving me, like some basics that instead of like the like land type here, they have card art from a different card that's kind of glued onto it.
Uh-huh.
So they look super cool, and I've been slowly like replacing my Saga forests. This guy was like, "Hey, can I trade for one of your Saga forests?" Right? And I was like, "Sure, but like, what do you want to offer?" And he's like, "I got something for you." And he pulls this out. It's the same art as the Saga forests I was playing, but it's just a print. And so I traded him some whiteboarded Urza Saga Forest. I traded him 3 because I didn't feel 1 was enough. I traded him 3 of them, and he gave me this.
Is this like an actual print, or is it like he printed out and put in a?
No, this is an actual print signed by Anthony S. Waters.
Wow,
an official print. Yeah, it's like the photo. It's got like the photo backing and everything.
I think those are the ones that. Hold on a second. Is this one here, right?
No, it's. Oh wait, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
I have a stack of foil ones here sitting on my desk because one of my buddies used to play with these things. I don't play with them because I don't like foils, but I play with these non foils and when I play pre-modern.
So I even took a Sharpie and signed the forests I traded to him. And he was like, "This is great, thank you." And he gave me this, dude. I'm gonna get a frame for it and hang it up. You know, this is sick.
That is. I mean, knowing you, that is pretty cool for you to frame that and put in your office or whatever you stash your magic cards.
It might even hang behind me in like future episodes. To be honest with you.
That sounds like it'd be a nice touch.
So. Yeah, I had like a really cool trade go down, and I was just like, wow, that was really wholesome and fun. Like, forests weren't like worth anything basically because I defaced them, but like whatever, that's dope. Like, so got that, and then round 5 I played against Stasis, and this thing it's just like not a non-matchup, buddy.
Right?
Like, Guardian Ranger Wirewood Symbiote just saying, "Hey, buddy."
I want that myself.
And then round 6, I played against Dreadnought, and I won a very like well played 3. Like so I ended up 3-3 at the event, which I was pretty happy with, considering that I think again I walked away with some lessons, and I'll touch base on that here in a second. But what I do want to talk about is the person I drove up with. Started 4-0 and drew round 5 and then played round 6, lost but had an X1-1 record, so still made top 8. So Kelso, my friend Kelso, who is also the guitarist in my band, and he was playing Sly. And in the quarterfinals, he gets paired against Enchantress. He wins in 3. In the semifinals, he gets paired into the Spec Oath player that took me out in round 1. And in game 2, I like walked over and I saw that the Spec Oath player had a Zernorb in play, a Terravore that was a 9/9 that just attacked Kelso down to pretty low, and the Quiet Spec Oath player was at 14 life. And he had already apparently gained like 12 life off Zorb, but still was only at 14.
Right.
Kelso draws for turn, and Kelso's got 4 mountains, 1 barbarian ring, a seal of fire, and a curse scroll in play. He's got 3 cards in hand. He floats 4 mana off the 4 mountains, sacks all of them to do 2 fire blasts for 8 damage. This fills up the yard. He uses 1 of the red mana to tap Barbarian Ring and deal 2 more damage for 10. Sacks Seal Fire for 12, has 3 remaining mana, 1 card left in hand. But that one card left in hand is Earthquake. And he ends up earthquaking for 2 for the kill, which was risky in some rights, except for the fact that like his opponent couldn't do anything because he did earthquake his own jackal pup. He was at 5, so he did fall to 1 for that earthquake for 2 when he didn't need to. He could have just activated scroll and saved himself the 4 damage, but he still earthquaked it and it still won the game. Like 14-0. Like I walked over there, I thought he was done for game 2, and they were going to go to game 3, but that is not what happened at all.
Right.
And it was just like, wow, insane. So he goes to the finals, and he gets paired against Robert Loomers, who is a very well-known Psychotog player, and also a traveler. Robert's from the Bay Area in California. He's come up for the Portland like double weekend trios monthly event that we did an episode on earlier. He was up in Canada for the Brewhouse Brawl. He came to the Seattle Spring Fling, and my dude has a ticket to Lobstercon.
Jesus Christ.
He is a absolute fan, and he is the best Psychotog player I've ever seen. Like he's got like a custom 3D printed like counter. Every time he like discards a card, he like moves it up for like when the graveyard like, so he's always like on top of exactly how much math he has when it's time for like a kill. And Kelso had been paired into Robert during the Swiss, and Kelso won the match they played, but it took like an hour. It was like a crazy match. And this time in the finals, Robert just demonstrated absolute power and like viciousry and just took Kelso out 2-0. Like it was disgusting. Like it was so good. And so Kelso got second, which is awesome. But yeah, Robert took first. And Robert, Kelso, and I ended up all going to dinner together because I had hung out with Robert while he was in Portland. And we already knew each other. So we went to dinner and we were talking about, we kind of spent a lot of time talking about like the meta game and like what we saw that day and like kind of each other's perspectives. And I was like venting some frustrations about like how things were going. And Robert and I started really talking about like, hey, the only way that you scare me as elves is if you do like one of these 4 things that I talked about earlier: the turn 2 survival, turn 3 deranged hermit, turn 2 or 3 early army with tangle wire, or early acolyte symbiote. If you're not doing one of those things, mulligan, just straight mulligan. Like you got to do it. And yeah, it took me a little bit to realize. And Jarvis, you actually said something earlier on the topic today of, hey, mulliganing nowadays is just like casting Windfall. You're looking at 7. It doesn't matter if you're down a card as long as you're outputting like your primary plan in your position. Right. It's much better than taking a blind mull to 6 in the old rules of like, you know, I just draw 6 or I just draw 5 or whatever.
Right.
And so that's something I really took to heart this, like at that dinner, was like, next time I play this deck, I am going to look for one of those 4 things in my opener. If it's not in there, I got to ship it. It doesn't matter if I like start Llanowar Elves into Priest. It doesn't matter. Like it just needs to be, because the top of the deck can fail so hard with no filtering or no cantrips to help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what I was like, it's really like a thing of like, having payoffs and like, enablers, right? I guess, and you can just draw Fiendhorn Elves and Llanowar Elves for like 4 turns and die. Like, what are you gonna do with a bunch of 1/1s? Like, right? Like hope that you get to attack into an empty board. That's not like it's not a winning strategy. Absolutely, yeah, you can rely on. So. Right. That I think I'm going to end up reworking it so that, again, I'm going to take out this Guy's Blessing and just kind of focus on being like those plans. I like a lot that's going on in my current main deck. I like 3 Deranged Hermit. I like my 2 Vigilantes, my 1 Masticore. I like all that stuff.
I think I'm going to rework my sideboard a little bit. The way that I had designed this sideboard was to combat Moneyball Black very specifically. I had a 12 card changeover that I had worked out already. I was bringing in 4 Wall Blossoms, 4 Naturalized, 3 Call of the Herd, and 1 Caller of the Claw. And I was cutting 4 Tangle Wire, 4 Multani's Acolyte, 3 Priest of Titania, and 1 Gaia's Blessing. Easy.
Compose is not something like you're interested, right?
I don't think I'm very interested in compost personally. I don't think that's a way that I want to attack that matchup. It could be fine, but like I don't think, unless Moneyball Black gets even more prevalent than it is now, I don't think it's something I'm gonna like look to.
Okay.
But so those were the kind of lessons I walked away with, but I had great times at both of them except for being sick in Canada. That was the only like real like bummer for me, but I feel like I'm a little bit more equipped going into my next event to like do what I need to do to like secure more game wins more often, I guess.
Right. Like you kind of learn how to mulligan, I guess.
Yeah, I think I was just a little slow on the uptick for trying to figure out how aggressively I should mulligan with this deck. So now I kind of have a perspective and an idea, and I think that conversation with Robert really helped me a lot to kind of define that, because Robert is so entrenched in pre-modern to the point where like he's actually credited with how like Blue-Black Psychotog has been developed in the format. He's credited. He's been traveling to events for a few years now. He was up at the last Seattle Spring Fling last year, and he made the finals of that too. He didn't win that one, but he made the finals, and like the dude is just cracked at what he does. He is a very good Psychotog player. So
yeah, if you're traveling that much, like it means you're definitely investing in the format, right? So right.
That's kind of what I have on all of that. What I have on those couple of events. And I mean, he's had Lobstercon. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about that. That's coming up this weekend. Definitely worth checking out the Twitch stream. They do a great job with production.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because it's they start later so that there's no break between matches for you, and so it's just a constant stream.
There's no dead air.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
tune in for that.
I believe I mentioned here before, but I know Aiden, obviously, Joyful Waffle. I spoke to Nick Mayo a couple of times at Eternal Weekend, but we're not sponsored by those guys or anything like that. So I'm not glazing over. I think that's what kids say nowadays, glazing. But there's that's what my son says. But I think their stream last year was like one of the best Magic streams I've watched in a very long time. The quality was very good. The commentary was very good. I keep forgetting the name of I know he's hosting the Hardcast, the podcast.
He was also, oh God, I'm forgetting his name too now. I feel so bad.
I listen to their podcast every time there's a new episode, and man, I'm Bill. Maybe that's his name. The guy that was he was kind of hosting the stream too. I feel like I saw him like on stream like more than the other commentators. But either way, there's
Billy. It is Billy.
Is it Billy?
Yeah.
Okay. He was very good doing commentary last year. Apparently he's playing this year, so he's not going to be doing commentary. But they have like a very good lineup of commentators. I heard in their last episode on the Hardcast. They're gonna have some good commentators on the booth, and I remember like the quality of the stream was just like it was just very good. Like image wise, sound, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure to check out. I believe they're gonna have like an Unchained one, like you get to play like band cards. There's a big possibility that we're gonna see again Fresh and Dreadnoughts in the finals with Force of Wills. But then we also have the main event too. So, but yeah, really looking forward to like looking at watching their stream. Like no, this weekend.
Yeah.
Uh,
I won't be able
I
to watch most of it. I'll be at MC Vegas personally, but
are you gonna be in Vegas?
yeah, I'm going
Hell's yeah.
down there because the boys want to play the Legacy Cup. I am not confident that I'll do well at the Legacy Cup, but I'm excited to play.
Are you gonna be playing Critical Control?
No,
Oops.
no.
Okay. You can tell. You can tell me later after we finish recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not
Uh,
really pre-modern related. So.
no, I mean, if you want to tell me what the deck you're playing, that's fine. I'm sure a big percentage of the people that listen to us also play Legacy, so it's not like oh my gosh, you're talking about.
I'm being a real old man about this. I'm playing like a classic Glimpse Elves list.
Okay.
I've been having very good luck lately with a list I've kind of cooked up, and I literally 2-0'd Sneak and Show, probably one of the worst matchups historically, twice today, and I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I can just play this deck in paper and intimidate people, so that's what I'm going for.
Okay. Are you playing Eldrami?
Play one. Yeah.
Okay. Man, I don't want to like divert too much into LobsterCon conversation. I still want to talk about LobsterCon, sure. But this past weekend, so there's a store here in Richmond that they're like in a really cool part of town. It's called Scott's Edition. It's a store. Shout out to them. It's called Dawn Star, and they started hosting a $5 event, like Legacy, and we're kind of convinced them to start doing a pre-modern event too. So nice. I'm crossing my fingers it's gonna work out. It's supposed to be much more casual than the one we had before, so I have hopes that it will work. And in Scott's Edition in Richmond, there's like a bunch of like breweries and like good restaurants in the area that you can just like walk to them. That's usually what we do. Like we go play Legacy once a month at 1:00 in the afternoon. By 4:00, we're out of there. Like, we go play. Get a couple of pints and eat barbecue or whatever. But since it's only $5, usually it's a like unwritten rule that for us like not to bring like a real meta deck. I did not know about that the first time. Like I brought like my Mystic Forge deck, and one person had like Dredge, the other person had like no Infect, like no, but even like older versions of those decks. So this time, like my buddy Rory, he wanted to play Glimpse Elves. So he messaged me on Facebook, like, no, like, hey, can you put this together for me? And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll slip up. So he sent me a list, and the list had like 3 copies of Eldrami. That's what I was asking you. And
yes, I know that some decks had been adopting 3. I don't think that's good. I'm playing 1. Like,
okay, yeah, like I said, he was not planning like on keep playing this deck. He just wanted to do something different. So he usually plays a tempo deck or like a more meta deck. But it's so he asked me to put together. I don't think I've lived up Glimpse of Nature's like in years now. So I put the deck together for him, and then I played stacks, like Smokestacks and like Chalice of the Void and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm looking forward for them to start like hosting like pre-modern events too, because we had 8 people for that event. Usually we have like 12. But they changed the time for this one. But all the 8 people that were at the store, I was like, hey, do you guys want to play pre-modern? Because like I knew 4 of us would play pre-modern. It was just more like the other 4. And the other 4 players are like, yeah, if you guys bring extra decks, we'll play too. Like, no. And then one guy said that he used to play pre-modern, but he sold his cards, and he said it's kind of expensive for him to buy back. And I was like, no, it's full proxy. If you want to, you can proxy your whole deck. He's like, okay, then I'll come. I was like, all right. And then so we just waiting for the store to schedule like their pre-modern events there. like $5. It's perfect because we can all just bring whatever the fuck you want to bring and have a good time. LobsterCon. So
yes.
Do you have any predictions for what you think is going to be in the top 8?
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say that we'll see 1 copy of Goblins. I think it's safe to say that we'll see 1 copy of Dreadnought.
Okay, you know what? I am gonna, because I'm very bad at like sticking to itness. I'm actually gonna like get a piece of paper and a pen. Okay. And I'm gonna write down here
Curran's predictions for the top 8. Okay.
All right. So Goblins.
Yes, Goblin. At least one Dreadnought.
Uh-huh.
At least 1 Enchantress.
Yeah, that's probably one of my predictions too.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's say, oh geez, this is where it starts to get a little hard for me.
I mean, it could be multiple copies of the same deck too. You don't have to like guess 8
Okay,
different
okay,
decks.
okay, okay, okay. Let's say two goblins. I'm gonna say
Okay.
two goblins.
Uh-huh.
One dreadnought, one enchantress. Let's say one replenish.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Let's say one copy of I'm gonna say one copy of HFEB.
HFAB.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna say one copy of HFEB. I think that deck is hard to beat in the right hands. So I'm up to 5 now. Am I up to 5 right now? Or 6?
6 because you had 2 copies of goblins.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then I'm gonna say one copy of Moneyball Black.
I think that's a good one too.
Actually, you know what? Lock it. 2 copies of Moneyball Black.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2 goblins, 1 enchantress, 1 replenish, 1 and then the other ones I said I can't even remember.
Moneyball Black, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm going with. That's my top 8.
Who do you think is good? What deck do you think is gonna be crowned champion at this?
You know what? I'm gonna say Moneyball Black wins this.
One of them is gonna be champion. Okay.
I think one of the black decks wins it. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's my prediction. What do you got?
I think the top 8 is gonna be more copies of the same deck. I think we're gonna see one Oath. But I don't think Oath has got what needs to be the champion at the end.
Okay.
And by looking at last year, I want to say there'll be 2 enchantress. And I want to say there'll be at least like 1 copy of Tinkerfling.
Actually, I want to make an amend. Can I amend? Can I amend my top 8? Okay. Take out one of the Moneyball Black decks and then take out the other Goblins deck.
Okay.
And I want you to put in 1 copy of Psychotog, and I want you to put in 1 copy of the blue-black Psychotog list, and I want you to put in 1 copy of Tinker Welder.
Like mud.
And the only reason I'm saying this is because I've got 2 good friends on the Psychotog deck and the Goblin Tinker Welder deck, and I want them to be in top 8. So
are they going to be there?
I don't really care. Yeah, they're going to be there. I won't give player names away because I don't want to like ruin anybody's LobsterCon run. But I have friends that will be on. If it goes well, I'll have 3 friends in top 8. 1 on Enchantress, 1 on Psychotog, 1 on Tinker Welder.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
I think mine is going to be much more. I don't know. I think last year was kind of like that. There was a lot of the same decks in the top 8. So I think there'll be 1 Oath of Druids deck.
Okay.
And I'm going to say like probably like green red. I think that deck's kind of.
You think it's going to be the green red one?
I think it's like.
Interesting call.
Yeah, I think the deck's kind of like running under the radar, and I think the deck's actually very, very good. And I think it'll be like 2 copies of Enchantress. I know some good Enchantress players are going to be there, like including Richie. So last year's champion. And I wouldn't even be too surprised if he's the one that's in top 8 again. I think there'll be like a Tinkerfling deck, at least 1. And then 2 copies of Dreadnought, because I think like last year they also had like at least 2 copies of Dreadnought in top 8, and I think the year before too. So I think like maybe that LobsterCon is a good time for Dreadnought to be a list in top 8. And then I'll see 2 copies of Goblins. That one's like I'm kind of like going with kind of like what you said too. I'm not really sure, but I think the last couple of times I think I watched the New England regional whatever events at the Rescues host. I think the Goblins did well, so
right on.
But I'm gonna keep here at my desk. We're gonna get back to this for the next episode.
We could definitely bring it back like first thing next episode. We can talk about our predictions and how they shook out. That'd be cool.
It's also interesting you said replenish, because the person that was a trophy leader, he is from Boston and was playing a lot of replenish.
Hmm.
So you might be right about that one. Maybe he'll be the person that's gonna win the whole thing. Dr. Seuss, I think they interviewed him on the Hardcast too. Actually, he's another Massachusetts, Boston area player. So,
Yeah.
assuming for anybody that hasn't heard about it, it was extremely hard for you to get a spot in the event because of how fast the event sold out. So,
Hey,
uh,
you had a whole 85 seconds to sign up, buddy. 85 of them.
assuming that the website worked for you and all that stuff. So,
Uh, yeah, I actually talked to one of my friends about this, and he said he got it because what he had done. This is the only time this has ever like been a good thing, like
huh.
that he's ever used this for. Just having your card information saved to your browser to like make it like so lightning quick, so you don't have to actually like physically enter the numbers or the
Right.
expiration. Like that saved enough time to make the
To
difference to
to
like get
to
the ticket.
right.
So that is a pro tip for those who want to try this in the future. Pick your browser that you trust with your card information and
Yeah.
be ready to go like next time.
Well, if
So
you do
I,
do it a credit card, don't do it with a debit card too.
yeah.
It's
Do it
just
with a
saying.
credit card. Don't do it with
Yeah.
debit. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
ever put your debit card on Google Chrome
Anywhere else.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
Finder.
Anywhere.
Like,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
can't
I
recommend that one.
yeah. I didn't really try because again, I think I mentioned before in the cast that traveling to Boston for me is like somehow it's extremely expensive compared to any other event that I go. So I didn't even plan on going to LobsterCon. I'd love to try to go. It seems like a really
Yeah.
cool event, but maybe next year if they hosted a bigger event, a bigger hall, whatever, then maybe we'll give it a shot. But
This is the part of the podcast where I have to tell you guys that we are not financial advisors. Please do not take our advice.
no, definitely not. Especially in terms of buying cards and going to events, I'm terrible at. But yeah. So
All right. Yeah.
Curran, it's I was gonna say so yeah, so get LobsterCon this weekend. So lots of pre-modern to be watched on Twitch. I feel like in a way LobsterCon is still kind of like I guess we can
It's
say
the
like
American Nationals, right? Like it's our American Nationals.
but it also feels like it's like the one of the premier pre-modern events that people like look forward to watch, right? And I think that's one of the events that people still travel even from outside of the country. I mean, not as much nowadays because of the many reasons. No, in the past we've seen a lot of people travel from outside the country to come play those events, and I again just as someone that's watching from the outside because I never attended those events, but I feel like LobsterCon and the Czech Nationals are like some of like the ones events that people actually tune in to watch. They seem to have like a large and Argentina Nationals. I remember last year also watching. There was a lot of people that watched that too. But I think LobsterCon is still kind of like the one that we all recognize the name and we remember who wins. We remember who wins those things. Like which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean it's structured like a old GP, 9 rounds day 1, 6 rounds day 2, cut to top 8. Like that is a huge amount of Magic to play. It's very important to remember the players that run deep and do well,
Mm-hmm. I agree. So. And you get a lobster trophy at the end of the event if you win.
Yeah, that's something else.
Cool. All right. Well, with that being said, then again, if you tune in for LobsterCon this weekend. I excuse me. I should have some like new videos on my channel again. Like I said, I was just a little bit busy with things outside of Magic. I have a new Legacy videos coming out soon. I know it's not pre-modern, but I saw like a really cool Legacy list that I'm gonna have on my channel, and I should have like 1 or 2 pre-modern videos coming up real soon on the channel. Just have to edit them first. Yeah, and again, you can find me as Romario Vidal everywhere except for Romario Net on Twitter. That unfortunately I still go there to check stuff for pre-modern mostly because pre-modern is still like for social media. I think for social media I think Twitter is still pretty good for pre-modern. I think a lot of the pre-modern talk still happens over there. What about you, Curran? Where can people find you if they want to
You can find me Testacular on Discord or Testacular on Blue Sky. I don't really check my Blue Sky all that often. I'll just be real with you about that. But if you DM me on Discord or like send me a friend request and DM me about anything, I'll probably see it. I'll give you the time of day if like I feel like it. I
Hell's
guess.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely find me on Discord. So.
Or if you're at a Good Kid concert, you might
May
see
8th
Curran.
in Portland, yeah.
Yeah, you might see Curran like on stage, like rocking out with the Guitar Hero. Yes, cool. All right,
all right.
Yeah, and that's the wrap. We'll see you guys next time. Curran, thanks for hanging out again, and
always a pleasure, Mario.
It's always a pleasure talking to you. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Peace, y'all.